What's up guys, it's Tosh here and I'm back for another Bleach video, and today we have a new tier list, the Sternritters, with my homies on Discord. Let's go. Hey yo, what's up guys, what's up? It's time to rank all the Sternritters in Bleach. What's up? Alright, so we have different levels here on the tier list. We have S, A+, A, B, C, D. So yeah, so the first Sternritter we're going with is Lil Toto. Yeah, I think her name is, or yeah. Okay, so let's talk about her strength and design or whatever. Yeah. Who wanna start?
Yeah, she's a weird one. I think I like her the least out of the Sternritters, the females at least. They all go together all the time, and she doesn't get that much presence, right? She doesn't do that much. Her design and powers are really unique. It's more like a Hollow's design than anything else. Like a big growing mouth that she can eat stuff with. It's so weird.
I heard that she's kind of clever, smart.
Yeah, she's witty. Right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she kind of played the other three in a bit, I think. Or she was she didn't care as much about the other three. In character, it was really interesting.
Which captain did she fight with, or did she fight in any fight? Because I don't know a lot of these guys, to be honest.
She mostly hung around with the other four.
Oh, okay.
I think she only showed up when Babietta got beat. And then she has I think she faces off against Ichigo for a little while. Same with Candace when he first shows up.
Yeah.
But she doesn't get to do that much. She has a lot of back and forth with Pepe, the love guy. Where she kind of outsmarts him. She's trying to play around the fact that he has, I think it's Menina's under control, but she power-wise, she just comes off to me as like a strong Minos.
Oh,
kind of weird.
Damn. Where would you put her on the rank?
I'd put her pretty low.
D or C tier.
Yeah, mainly because we don't see enough of her, honestly.
So D or C?
We don't know.
She's just one of the weaker Sternritters anyway.
Yeah.
The tier ones.
We don't see a cap to her power. If she has a glutton ability, right, where if she absorbs power or what she eats, maybe that could be expanded. But it's not as powerful as other glutton abilities you see in other animes.
It could work similar to how Aranero works.
Yeah,
when he absorbs powers, right? Yeah. Could be like that, but we just don't know, I think.
Yeah.
And even then, Kubo always limited that kind of power increase in a slow, not a slow growth, but in a linear growth compared to other Espadas who were just inherently strong, right? So Aranero was never going to be as strong as the top Espadas, even if he kept eating, unless he ate the top Espadas or something. So
he
in
could
this
eat
case,
the other Espada and then catch up, Or he would gain some kind of hacks ability through that absorption, but we just don't know with Lil Tato.
Yeah, we don't know.
Okay, I'm putting her at D then.
Yeah, I think so, for now.
Okay.
Can you pull up the tier list so we can see it?
I don't think you guys can, cause it's like a video, it's not a stream, but...
Yeah. Oh, you can't stream it to Discord?
I have the Bleach Wiki, the list of them on another tab, and you can open them as I go, so...
Yeah,
sure.
That's what I'm doing, but...
Yeah, I'm putting her at D then.
Yeah.
The next one is Lloyd. Yeah, the brothers. Can we start with Lloyd?
Awesome. I'd say the brothers themselves, we discussed this a bit before, but they were hard to understand at first, right?
Yeah, they're really confusing.
I'd say if they were together, if it was one ability, one person, they would definitely probably be A tier in the sense that
Jeez,
the way they were designed was to counteract Yamamoto, right? Like they're supposed to, in a way.
Yeah.
So they'd definitely be high tier.
Similar to how
Yamamoto kind of leaves them stranded ability-wise compared to
Yeah.
Sternritters like Grimmy, Ass Knotted, high tiers.
Yeah.
it's similar to how Aizen had to make Wonderwise.
Wise.
Exactly.
Wonder why.
Boy, they have probably low spiritual pressure compared to other
For sure,
Sternritters.
yeah.
Because that's really comes down to as well, spiritual pressure.
Yeah.
You don't need the raw power or presence if all you're meant to do is counteract a certain somebody, right?
Exactly.
Same
So
with,
for Lloyd, specifically, his ability is the appearance version of the ability, right? He copies someone's appearance. So he was the one that basically copied himself to be Iwatch, right?
Yeah, you was.
Yeah.
Yeah, to
Look.
impersonate.
Yamamoto. Well, he got
Yeah.
beat at first, but how
Yeah.
that went.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So Lloyd himself wasn't strong. I'd put him pretty low.
Because
Just
still
give me
his
the
ability to copy, that is
Yeah.
OP though.
No, but like this is just appearance. Lloyd was appearance. Royd was ability. So
Yeah, but
Lloyd.
he's both at the same time. So how will we scale that?
Oh yeah. Are we putting them together as the same character, or
Yeah, let's
was
put
that
them
right?
together like in one. Like where should they be?
It, they're like a wild card. I'd put them in
Yeah.
like the middle for now.
Yeah.
In the
'Cause they
middle.
could
So
go
like
either
B,
or. They
like
could
B,
go both ways.
B or A.
Yeah.
Like in a different setting, the ability to transform your appearance and take people's abilities in outside of the overpowered Bleach universe, and like action shonen, the
Yeah.
ability is really good. But when you're talking about just Ryatsu levels, right, where that's what really matters in a fight like this, most of these characters, it becomes difficult to rank how effective he is unless he's a direct counter, which his purpose was.
Yeah. We didn't even know Lloyd existed until Kenpachi pulls up with his corpse in his back, right? And we get to hear about his ability and his similarities to his brother. But we kind of have to put them together because they're so intrinsically linked. They both
Yeah.
have the same. They both have the same shrift.
Yeah.
So I think that's the case. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's why the yourself. Yeah. So they both have the same shrift. So you just put them both in B tier together. I think.
Yeah, I put B tier.
B tier, okay.
Simply just because they're like a targeted, like they serve their purpose.
Yeah.
But they weren't utilized as well, and it could have been changed.
They're
Next.
not
Next.
even characters, right? At the end of the
Yeah.
Next one is Driscoll Berkey. I think his name is. Yeah.
Oh, that is the guy who kills Chojiro, Yamamoto's
Oh
lieutenant.
yeah.
What's
He's the
that
one
word we're
that-
talking about now?
Driscoll.
Yes.
He's the one who steals Chojiro's Bankai. And he uses it against Yamamoto.
Mm-hmm.
And he just gets burned instantly because Yama's pissed.
Yeah.
Oh,
So he has a good ability. Another kind of like the overkill, right? So
Yeah.
it's another ability that I think it gets stronger after like more he does something.
Yeah, every time he kills somebody, it ranks up. That's
Right, which
what he says, at least.
in any other setting again is a great ability, right? That's the basis of a lot of RPGs and video games.
Yeah.
But when you're going against these like war power,
These gods.
these gods, it's not going to cut it unless you are at that level.
Yeah.
And we don't know where he starts off at.
Yeah.
We don't know how his power scales up.
Yeah.
And sure, it's with a lot of these Sternritters, their powers are more concepts than actual abilities. So
I'd say so
they-
far, just from the last two, because they've gone up against Yamamoto. If we use Yamamoto, not to say as a line, like a baseline, but just maybe as the divide between like say S and A or A and B,
Yeah.
like how they would fare. Like we need kind of a baseline, right? So what we put how because Yamamoto he's the baseline not just for his abilities and like how strong he is, but just because he represents one of the high levels of spiritual pressure. amongst the Soul Reapers, right? He's the head captain. No one's been stronger than him for 1,000 years.
Yeah.
So, and obviously there are characters later on, Sternritter-wise, that, depending on their abilities, could overpower him, this and that, or that level. So I
Yeah.
feel like, because he gets one-shot by, or basically destroyed by Yamamoto, I wouldn't put him anywhere high A or S.
Consider.
See?
Sojiro, which was the
Yeah.
second captain.
Exactly.
Kill
So,
him.
Yeah.
so he's definitely maybe
You could put him in
potentially
C.
A, C.
No,
Well,
he's between A and C. He's definitely
and
not
C,
A.
yes.
But he's
Not
B.
exactly like low A. I would say low A,
So-
B.
Yeah, if you put him in B, you could put Little Todd up in C.
Yeah,
Right.
sure.
Does that make
Simply
sense?
because he did kill someone. Like, I'm giving him more credit because he did kill Chojuro.
Yeah.
Even though it was a surprise, even though this and that.
Yeah, we don't
proves
know
that
the
he could probably take
circumstances
out,
of how he got
Yeah.
it, right? We just don't know.
obviously, a surprise.
And he also
Yeah.
now possesses his Bankai, which Yamamoto has said is a magnificent
By the way,
Bankai.
I was.
We
Exactly.
have to go off of what he says, right?
Yeah.
Mind you, Ichigo took out the 3 lieutenants back in the or the 4 lieutenants back in the Soul Society arc on the Hogoku Hill. Chojuro being one of them in basic hand-to-hand. So, and again, they were caught off guard in that case. So,
Yeah, 100%.
like, so if we say this guy Driscoll is base Ichigo level back then,
Yeah, maybe.
it's hard to scale them. But yeah, you're right. I'd say like
B. I put him in
tier,
B.
but
Yeah, it's not even a hard skill right here.
he's
It's only
definitely lieutenant level. He's definitely, if you were to rate like how the court guards are related, he's definitely lieutenant level, but not necessarily captain level then.
Yeah.
Yeah, for
In
sure.
terms of
By the way, I'm streaming the
it's
tier
fine where
list
it's
on
saying
on Discord.
But
So
Chojuro is captain
Yeah.
level.
he
Yama
is,
said
he
was.
totally is, but he just gets caught off guard all the time, and we don't see him because even in the Karakura battle, he was just holding the line outside. He was basically blocking the visors from coming in until he felt they needed to come in. So
yeah.
And even
they're in level.
So him being at B is solid. Who's the
yeah,
next?
I think so.
Next one is
Because he can
man.
take out most other lieutenants too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
guy.
But lieutenants are hard. They're the hardest to scale.
Yeah.
Considering they're all pretty much the same level.
Even
Uh,
if you're captain level at this point, like, well, if you're a captain, you're also getting put it somewhere on this tier list, you know?
Yeah.
Like, they're not all scalable
Exactly.
to each other.
yeah.
So, yeah, we should move on. I think B is fine for this guy.
Mask is next. Next one is mask. Masked masculine. Yeah.
Masculine.
Yeah.
Sort of.
Hmm.
He is definitely better than Driscoll.
My gut
so-
reaction is he's A+.
Yeah.
A plus. Damn.
Yeah, they have similar like
Oh, fuck.
Abilities?
power scaling. Like, they can just keep on scaling up and up and up.
Yeah.
But Mask
Which is a
actually
theme.
pulled a lot of shit off, right?
He took out 2 captains like legit. He
Yeah.
destroyed Renji and then got beat by Renji after the power up. So it's like, yeah, he's definitely A plus. Yeah.
Yeah, it's more of like a concept ability. If he keeps getting cheered on by James,
Yeah.
he's just gonna keep getting stronger.
Yeah. I
Like,
feel like he did reach near his peak though before he was taken out. So
Yeah, for sure.
I don't think
But
he
the
has the
fact that-
infinite ceiling like Gerard would, but at that level he was still just taking out multiple captains. So yeah.
Yeah,
Look,
the fact
look,
that
like,
he.
I feel like
Yeah.
we
Sorry,
should
what?
throw him in A just because we're gonna have a lot of higher tier list later on.
Yeah. Are we going
Yeah,
S
maybe-
and SS or just S? as the
We're going
top?
S A plus A.
But we're gonna put
Okay.
some. We should probably put some of the stronger ones in A plus. But
Yeah,
S
this-
is probably the top of the top.
I'd
And
say
yeah.
Master Marcelin would set the bar for A plus in a sense, just in raw like accomplishment and power.
Yeah.
I guess.
So we're done with him. Should we go to the next one?
Yeah, we should go on.
Next one is Candice.
Okay.
Ooh.
I don't know as much about her because she was not shown as much, but
She's fast.
yeah,
Like, very fast. She goes up against Ichigo at some point,
yeah,
and she kind of overestimates herself and underestimates Ichigo. Like, Ichigo throws an attack at her, and he's like shouting for her to dodge, which she doesn't do.
Yeah.
She thinks she can just tank it.
It's kind of
She's the
surprising.
exact
She's one of the first lightning type users in like the whole show.
Yeah, for sure.
Considering like we don't get a lot of mixture of elements, but yeah.
There's the elements don't get that much play. Like,
She's
yeah,
literally
sure.
like the weaker Yoruichi.
Yeah,
Yeah,
basically.
she is.
I'd put her definitely below masked Demesculen.
Yeah.
But
So
yeah, it's really just about speed and how she would use her electrical abilities. So
where do you put her? B.
There.
yeah, B.
Is she like in front of what was his name? The one who beat it.
Driscoll?
Yeah.
She's better than Driscoll, I think.
She is okay.
Yeah,
They use the
She-
gold standard.
or
She goes
around
up
that level.
against she goes
I'd
up
say-
against Kenpachi and doesn't get one-shotted immediately, so that's
Which is probably
something.
That's probably because she has probably better reaction to speed and stuff. But
Yeah.
even then, it's not. She doesn't have like that destructive force. She's not going to be a major player. So like similar to Driscoll,
Okay.
more of a fan
Um,
service. Even.
Should we move on?
Yeah.
Next one is let me think. I don't wanna take someone like too strong right now.
There's a lot of
Menina's Macalone, or whatever his name is. The one with like purple hair, the girl.
Oh, Menina's the power.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
I
couldn't.
forget what she does. What she do?
She just grows freakishly strong.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that sounds shitty compared to the rest of them.
Yeah, there was a lot similar like that.
Like she just becomes a buffed up version of herself.
You might as well just throw her in C or D.
Yeah.
One of those.
Yeah.
Damn.
She doesn't get to do that much. She gets
She was
mind
also
controlled by Pepe.
Yeah, she was also manipulated by a lot of other Sternritters, so it wasn't like
Yeah. D it
she
is.
was herself. Yeah.
Yep.
Put her in D then.
Yeah, I think so.
Kind of the
For now.
Girago / the Yami of this, even though.
D or maybe C, like right next to Little Taro. It's hard to. I think that's fair.
Okay, then put her at C then, next to.
Yeah.
Okay. Next one is Naya. I don't know. Naya.
that guy's weird.
Yeah.
So the thing with him is he's very like risk averse, right? Apprehensive. Like he's very calculating, and that's why he didn't do much. In the sense like he was overconfident in the sense that he wanted to make sure he could take someone out before he fought them, and so like he kind of appeared throughout the series and just didn't do too much until he fought. I think it was one of Rose, and he beat Rose because Rose explained his ability, and he was able to find a counter to it. So I'd say he was really smart, but overconfident in how smart he was, right, in himself, leading to his downfall and stuff.
I'll throw him in C.
Yeah, C.
Is he in
didn't
front
even
of
have, like,
the other two?
A good,
Yeah, he's not one of the good. He's not one of the strong ones.
yeah.
C.
Yeah,
Okay.
put him with the other ones and see.
Alright.
He just doesn't do that much.
Like he could, so his ability to analyze spiritual pressure, like super analyze it in a way, and he's good at like identifying your opponent and completely understanding them. But if you can't do anything about it yourself, then
You're
there's
still
not much.
fucked, right? You can
Yeah.
relay that information to somebody else,
Yeah.
but at the end of the day, like, what can you do yourself?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Anyways,
Okay, then let's move on to Kangdu. Yeah, let's take Kangdu.
can't do
Okay, the iron.
this. So
Well, he does win against Doshiro technically.
yeah, he's one of the few strippers that got like a big win on a captain early on.
And he actually showed up.
This is a baby. I forgot.
He took away. He took away Toshiro's Bankai. His ability isn't really
Iron.
used
It's like
much.
iron, I think. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, his power is just to become iron.
yeah.
If you strike him, he can turn his body into iron. And
Did he fight Toshiro after his transformation or before?
Before. This is when he originally the original invasion. He took Toshiro's Bankai, and he was kind of beaten when Toshiro and Matsumoto kind of fused their Shikais to make them bit stronger with the Hinako dust.
Yeah. Toshiro was before his transformation. Toshiro was getting dogged by most people. I can't really give him high feats for that. So I'll probably throw him in low key.
He's also put up for execution later with BG9, and Hoshwell goes in for the killing blow, and that's when he activates his iron.
Yeah.
So he actually stops Hoshwell's blade, which, you know, how do you scale that in terms of power? You should probably put him in B tier just based on that, and the fact that he was, you know, what is Yorimaru at the end of the day is pretty decent to strong Bankai.
Alright, that'll work.
Is he in front of the other two in the B tier?
Probably above Driscoll.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just because of his pure defense capability, and the fact that he just does more at the end of the day than Driscoll. He gets to show off his powers more.
Yeah, one of the issues was there was too many characters introduced at once that they couldn't get all fleshed out, but Kangdu was definitely one of the ones that caught a lot of people's attention right off the bat and probably could have been fleshed out a bit more.
Yeah.
Character-wise.
He has a very striking design.
Yeah.
Okay. Next one is Robert.
Oh. Well, he got Shinsui's eye, right? I mean, that's pretty good.
He was actually pretty strong. Like, I want to say a better Stark in a sense, but the fight with Shunsui is similar to Stark, whereas he actually wanted to kill Shunsui, whereas Stark didn't, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And he was, like, again, you could make big comparisons in the fact that he was very fast, and Shunsui is also one of the top of the fastest in the series. And he makes big plays. Sadly, he gets one of the worst deaths from the Ashwalin.
For sure, he just gets burned alive.
Yeah, compared to like others who weren't as bad, but
yeah, and I assume some of his powers gets passed down to Liliabaro.
Yeah.
Just based on that they're similar characters and
Exactly.
similar power set.
So
but again, we don't really get to see much of what his Shrift does. I
will say though, just because he did fight Shunsui and a bit on Ichigo, I would put him high like B then, just from his he had good damage output, like in the sense that he could seriously hurt some of the top players.
Yeah.
Is
Maybe move down Lloyd and then put him in A.
Yeah.
Maybe. I think that's fair.
Yeah.
Put Lloyd at top of B and then maybe drag Robert up to A. Just because he actually gets shit done.
Robert.
I don't really know. Even for Lloyd, even stalling Yamamoto was kind of a feat.
Yeah, that is big though. Yeah, that is really big.
Maybe both of them in A tier then.
Yeah, both of them in A tier.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, like that. Yeah. That looks good, I think.
Okay. That looks good. Next is Pepe Waka Breda, or whatever his name is.
This fucking Joker. This guy is a weirdo.
Yeah.
He's an ugly bastard taking.
What was he, the Love?
Yeah.
Again, another a weird ability. Interesting, but not like anything top tier. Definitely C.
I heard he's really strong.
Someone has to take the D.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
way.
At the end of the day, it is mind control if he actually lands his ability on you.
But at the same time,
we go into that direction of spiritual pressure after that.
Yeah.
He's overwhelmed. This didn't work.
Yeah.
What are you capable of yourself, right? It's similar to the other thing we talked about with Lloyd, right? copying abilities, okay. The overkill, sure. But how strong are you yourself,
like,
right?
Not to like talk about like stereotypes and like the way they look, but it's the way Kubo drew them. It reminds me a lot of Zomari in the sense like he was absolutely taken down a peg by Byakuya, right? So I feel like if he had a real fight, it would have been a similar like just a side character that is taken out by a strong captain, kind of like Zomari.
He's a gimmick character.
Yeah.
At the end of the day.
Yeah.
Okay.
Interesting. Like it was interesting. Like it is what it is. But this is a power series, and power really makes and breaks a character in this sense. And his ability of control is good, but it's not going to cut it here.
Yeah.
No.
Should I put him like at like C?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
See. Because say if he manipulates a different Sternritter that was defeated or something like this or that, maybe he could use them to his advantage, right? But
he only manipulated Menina's because he's horny or whatever.
Exactly.
Right? So
yeah, his character holds the ability back.
Okay.
Yeah.
This one is a little bit stronger. Next one is BG9.
Yeah.
We don't get to see that much of him, actually.
Yeah.
He steals Soifon's Bankai and never uses it, I think.
On the plus side, they might...
That's automatic. Not that.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Yeah. So on the plus side, we might get him, like, more from him in the anime, or at least a clear fight with Soifon, which will be really cool, but... I think he's just strong, kind of like Kangdu, right? Like one of the leading Sternritters that went and took Bankai, right? He's effective at what he does. He's defensive against the captain's abilities. He's like it's calculated by your watch almost to send him out because it's like assured to take a Bankai, assured to do damage, assured to like create despair within the ranks of the Soul Society. And it's just a really cool design. So I give him props just for that. But in terms of endgame, maybe B.
B?
Like, he doesn't do too much later on. He gets killed.
Yeah. Put him right next to
Executed,
Kangdu.
Yeah.
They get to do about as much as each other. Yeah.
Kangdu a little bit higher just up because he survives the execution or not survive.
For a
like,
second at least.
Yeah. He's more of a character because the other one's a robot, but...
Yeah. And BG9 at that point is like hollowed out and destroyed. So but put him right next to him. I think that's fine.
Yeah. Next one. Gisele, or however is his name? The zombie.
Oh,
Giselle?
Giselle, yeah.
Or...
Yeah.
Oh,
Zombie?
The zombie, yeah.
I'd easily throw her an A just off her ability.
Yeah.
Not easy.
Her body's quite unique, right?
Yeah.
You could put her
It's
up.
not unique. It's OP though.
Yeah. You could maybe put her up with Mask.
Yeah.
Because her level of control is just beyond whatever Pepe does.
Yeah.
Like it's next level.
And she's not a frontline fighter, but that's not her role. She is the role to come in after the fighting has started and change the flow of the battlefield, which she does.
Which is why it's perfect to pair up with Mayuri, right?
Exactly.
They do the same stuff. They have like this... They built up this army of zombies literally to go up against each other, right?
And it's like that moral ambiguity or moral darkness in a sense, right? Like it's a cool character and how she uses the other girls in the party, right? Like she completely manipulates them, completely changes them. She does the same thing to other captains even and lieutenants, and it's just she was a cool character that we could have got more from her, but no, I think
I feel like we got enough. She turned zombie Toshiro. That's already a feat. Zombie finding captain.
Well, from what my memory
not only that, she zombified Toshiro, Rose,
Izuru,
Sensei.
Izuru, I think.
No, Izuru got wiped out on another stage. That was somebody else. But she zombified Matsumoto. She zombified Bambietta, right? She had a whole army of undead Soul Reapers that were under her command.
I don't remember how the zombified Soul Reapers then came back. Was that Mayuri's doing?
Yeah, Mayuri did it.
Okay.
So the way it worked was she has different levels of control.
Okay.
So it's revealed that in the case of Toshiro and Matsumoto and all the captains that do come back, she had to take control of them near death.
Okay.
Versus her total control and just manipulation of Bambietta because she was already dead.
Yeah.
So that's different. That's the only reason why Mayuri could turn her back.
I feel like I missed the part.
He had to in order to do that, he had to shorten their lifespans. That was very explicitly stated.
Okay.
He put them in these weird coffins and brought them back. You know, bullshit science. We can't really what is that, right?
Yeah.
But she had a whole army of Soul Reapers, and she could just turn your army against yourself.
Yeah.
Even the strongest captains, or maybe not the strongest, but some of the captains, the enemy's guiding officers are being taken over by this girl. And she can control them and use them against us, right? And that's huge.
So she's definitely captain level.
So who's next?
Neanzol Weasel. Neanzol, yeah.
Oh, I think that's the Wind or something. He gets killed by Shutaro, one of the Senjumaru. He gets killed off by her.
Considering I barely remember them, I would have put him high.
D got killed off by no one special.
You'll put her in D?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's another instance of an ability that seems OP. No, the character itself can't capitalize on that ability.
Yeah.
And they're screwed, basically.
Yeah.
Right.
He gets
team fight with him and someone else, cool, but then just take out the other person and then take out this person. It's not.
He gets completely destroyed by arguably the weakest Squad Zero member. So,
Yeah.
can't really do anything about it, right? The moment he shows up, he gets destroyed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's this one? Even Dragon. Who's this?
Oh, that's you could take both that one and the one beside him. Just put him in D tier.
Okay.
Those are the ones that are killed off screen by Kenpachi.
Yeah.
Okay. And this guy too.
Yeah.
Damn. Okay.
At least when the anime comes back, I hope we get to see him slash them down. But off screen is just a little too I'm not gonna completely knock it because it's effective, right? It's to show the turn in the battle where your top dog, I'd say Kenpachi, takes these guys out, right? He's I'm not. He shows that they're not afraid of the Sternritters. See, they're beatable, right? He's you don't need Bankai, obviously Kenpachi, but you don't need Bankai to destroy to fight them. Just cut them with your sword, right? And so it's a good uplifting moment there.
And it's also to scale how Yuha is just vastly overpowering most of his army.
Exactly.
Because it wasn't him, but he overpowered Kenpachi in that moment, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
So.
Okay.
Yeah, they're D tier, but it sets up other characters, so they're useful.
Okay, now it's time for the big boys. Bambiera, yeah, let's go Bambiera.
Okay.
Oh, she's probably A+ as well.
Yeah, I think so.
Real explosive.
It doesn't come off. It doesn't come off that well in the manga.
Yeah.
But she just completely wrecks everything around her. Right?
Yeah, even Sajin wasn't even able to hold her off for real. He was immortal at this moment.
She goes up against Shinji, doesn't matter. Like, oh, you inverted everything. Let me just blow everything up.
Exactly.
Right? Like, it's a walking nuke. If Soifon can use her Bankai only once or twice a day, this is a walking version of her Bankai, just at all times, ready to go off. Right?
Is she like stronger than the other two?
I'd give it to her.
Hard to give it to no. Mask.
Put Giselle on top, and then Bambietta at the bottom of A+. I think that's fine. I think this is fine. Yeah.
More based on accomplishments in general, because like the other two actually took out captains and like changed the tide of the battle, whereas Bambietta was just for her personality. But yeah,
I'll say that.
Yeah,
she had.
She technically turned him into a dog, which is a pretty OP ability in and of itself. Right. And then she comes back as a zombie later, and she doesn't get to do that much as a zombie, but she's like a living artillery for Giselle to be put on defense. So.
Okay. Next
I would go next, either Basby or Asnod, actually.
Yeah, I was between Asnod. Yeah, let's go Asnod first.
Okay.
He's A+ too, I think.
Yeah, for sure.
Highest A+.
Yeah. Me and Tosh had a long discussion about Asnod, and I think the way that you're able to inflict that much fear and confidence loss in the most cold Soul Reaper there is, Byakuya, that's pretty strong. He was able to shake Byakuya's entire character and reduce him to basically like a really shitty foot soldier.
Yeah.
And I don't think he trumps out Giselle in terms of raw accomplishments and power.
Yeah.
But he's definitely up there in A+, maybe above Mask.
Yeah, he would probably beat Rukia too, but Rukia like had the perfect attribute against him.
Yeah, she had hacks.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Okay. Yeah.
It's like his thing. The fear. I guess he wasn't immune to it because he became afraid at the end. I don't know his. If you look at the other 3 and 8+, I don't know how much AOE or like he had compared to them. Like all the other ones were strong. Especially war powers in a sense, like they're good in the war. Whereas Asnod, obviously he's still A+, but his fights were more one-on-one, right?
I
still feel like he influenced foot soldiers, like they weren't able to do anything against him, of course, but...
The thing is, the moment he goes into his holy form, if you just look at him, it's active. It's going, right?
Yeah.
If you look at him, or you look at all the ice that he creates around him, it's already active. You're already fucked.
Yeah.
It's based on that.
Yeah. So A+ is fair for him, like the highest A+.
What?
I think Jill beats him because I don't know how that fear will work on zombies.
Oh, Gisela is third.
Yeah. Okay. So it's specifically stated that Rukia kills her own body slowly. And that's why fair doesn't work. It doesn't work on something that's already dead.
Yeah.
So she would really just
She has an army of dead people. Like he can't physically stop that. He's not very physically strong.
Either,
and when she has 4 captain level fucking zombies to do her every bidding, he's fucked. Right? Yeah. So
whacked.
Okay.
And also, if you have someone blind go against him, it might limit his effectability too.
For sure.
Okay.
I bet Kampachi could take him out if he just closed his eyes. He'd be that stupid to just fight with his eyes closed.
Could beat him.
Okay.
Yeah, Katabe, right?
Yeah. But that's just Kenpachi though. He just beats everybody no matter what.
Next one is actually my favorite Sternritter and one of my favorite characters in Bleach. Overall, Bazby, the Heat.
I'd throw him in A or B.
B? The fuck? The disrespect. Shit.
I'm sorry. It's an A or B. He's fire, but like it's no hack steer. It's very powerful.
Definitely.
If he was at B, he'd be at the top. Don't get me wrong.
I'd still put him if it was between A and B, A for sure. Just
Alright.
for I want to include not just compatibility, but also like overall story points. And he definitely had some of the most
Good
story
stories,
aspects, character
yeah.
development
I know.
out of all the
Like more.
characters. I think that was limited for everyone, but
Is he the weakest A? Like, or
let's say A top like because if you look at his ability, like fire, he was really strong. His
He
fire
was
did
really
counteract Yamamoto's, right? His fire did counteract Yamamoto's, or counter it, and
He also
know, do you-
pretty much smokes Toshiro,
yeah.
easily,
Which-
yeah, that was sick.
which is a very
I put him bottom A plus, like competing
Yeah, that's
in like destructiveness with Bambietta in a sense.
yeah, maybe
Yeah, his
maybe
power is very destructive, but it gets to the point where all these Sternritters have hacks that it just
Yeah.
really doesn't matter.
I
He's not
think
the hacks though.
yeah top A I think is fine.
Top A, alright.
Yeah, the top of A.
I take that.
Yeah, I think that's fine. I
Alright.
don't want to put him in A plus based on what kind of
Yeah.
hacks the people in A plus do have.
Next one is these guys are strong, like all of them.
Yeah.
Let's go
Yeah.
between Pernida and Askin.
Oh,
We can get Bermuda out the way.
Yeah. Pernita's weird. There's not that much you can do against Pernita.
he has the perfect
you're just
counter,
fucked.
right? Like
Yeah, he can do whatever.
yeah.
Like it. The moment he comes into contact with Kenpachi, he had him beat.
Yeah. The moment.
That's how
like,
severe that is.
yeah.
If the other characters didn't stop him, Kenpachi would be dead. And that's real,
Yeah.
right?
I'd say if it wasn't for obviously Mayuri and his genius, like there was no way to get around him.
No.
So we're putting him A or A plus.
A plus for sure, nearing S.
Well,
Like all these, the last few guys are all
You're all A plus or S at
Yeah.
this point.
yeah.
A plus in front of.
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
These are the final powers, right? That Yamach had. It's not something that these last few alone could have been his whole army, and the only reason he had the rest of them
get
was because he needed an army,
Yeah.
right? Like for a war. But these last few could have been his whole army, and he would have.
Yeah, these
Still
five
needs
could
his
get the
house.
same results as the rest of them.
He could have went with all his A plus and S and could have got the same result with the war or better.
Yeah.
Just,
But that would be boring. That would be
Most
boring of a story, yeah.
Alright. Next one is Askin. He's actually a fan favorite from the Sternritters.
Yeah.
oh yeah, he's definitely one of the fan favorites.
He
Being the
can
first
be killed,
instance of
technically,
great
right?
souls.
So let's put him against Pernita for a second, though. Against Pernita, like, where would you
tough.
place him? Because he kind
I'd say-
of.
He kind of also needed Mayuri to beat him too.
No, it was Kisuke.
It was Kisuke.
Yeah.
Which is also
And Kisuke had a lot of help at his Bankai, right? Like, there was a lot going for him there. It was planned out.
Yeah.
But Askin versus Pernita, would his ability counteract Pernita's ability? Like, would
I
he be
wouldn't
able
say
to
so.
suppress?
Pernita is the hand of the Soul King, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I ain't gonna say he's gonna beat God
No,
like
no.
power.
No,
I
no,
would
no.
put him below Pernita then. Just
Yeah. Yeah,
he's still a fan favorite, of course.
right
but,
behind Pernita.
Yeah.
He goes up against, what, Kisuke,
Grimajo.
Yoroichi,
Yorichi's sister or brother.
brother, yeah. And he holds off a lot against
Yeah.
those characters.
Yeah.
He wasn't-
He's crazy. The only reason he dies is because Kisuke pulled off something that he thought was impossible, which
Yeah.
was Pierce's his gift rain, right?
Yeah.
His whole
Barrier.
bubble that he made.
Yeah.
And that's just Kisuke had hacks and got Grimjaw in behind him.
Yeah.
And
it
even
had
then,
Nell's support. Like even then, they were gonna die. if it
yeah,
wasn't for
they
Nell.
were about to die unless Nell came in and got him out of there. Which, yeah, lucky for them, right? Kisuke had a plan, so there you go.
Yeah, okay. Second place for A plus then.
Yeah,
Grammy. Or no,
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah, I was about to say Gribby. Yeah, Gribby's next.
I think he's not top of A plus.
Yeah.
He's behind Rita too.
Yeah.
He's limited by how he uses his power. He doesn't
Exactly.
use it as well as he should.
And that's intentional. It's completely intentional by Kubo, right? Like
Yeah.
it's not it's a character flaw, but it's not like bad writing. It's intentional to set up other characters like Kenpachi when he comes back. It's intentional to
He gives him, he just gives him god level hacks.
Yeah.
And tries to establish, okay, this is Kenpachi now. You can't imagine how strong Kenpachi is at this moment, and that's the whole point.
And I thought Grimmy was a great character, like an interesting character. Like I really enjoyed reading those chapters. Those
He's
are some of my favorite chapters.
He's a brain in a jar. Like that's fucking crazy.
Exactly.
That's so weird to do with your characters. Even when he makes another one of himself, and it's like a perfect copy. Like what is that? He
created his own
meteor.
Sternritters too, right? Like
Yeah.
so.
Yeah, he made other Sternritters. That's so bizarre.
Is he in front of
Double-edged
Askin?
sword. Definitely above, because he could kind of beat everyone if he really was smart about it. So I definitely put him like below Askin just because Askin's that guard level, higher tier Sternritter. But
I'm gonna be rough
what's the name?
here. I'm gonna be rough here and say he's below Giselle, or maybe even.
Damn.
Well, it depends. Because he could really just, even with his level of intellect, he could get rid of zombies.
Yeah, he could take away other people's, not fully other people's powers, but I'd feel like, actually, I feel like Asnod could beat him.
That matchup.
Asnod with his fear could manipulate Gremmy's mind in a way for it to use his ability against himself, right? Like, Grimmy is character flawed and that, like, as a juvenile kind of thinking. So someone like Asnod might be able to beat him through just the contrast of their abilities. Whereas he beats out Giselle.
That's why I wanted to kind of put him below even Asnod. Because of how his powers comes through, how he gets to use them, and how he ultimately gets defeated. He just can't imagine everything. There's a limit to his imagination, which is why he gets defeated.
Okay.
Right?
Okay. Below Asnod.
I feel like fear would fuck up his ability anyway.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, these four are like the strongest Sternritters. Actually, Uri is not here, but we can do him after. Lil Barrow.
He just gets hacks at the end, right? Like, it's another instance of it's too over the top. I don't like him, like, personally, so I put him below Gaskin and Pernita just from favoritism. So I'm gonna leave you guys up to decide what points you want to make.
I think.
Well, he was beat by he was probably beat one of a plot pool.
I love the Shunsi's fight, right? I just didn't like Lily Barrow as much as I liked the other two. He was still a great character, but it's just my opinion.
But he might be above Pernita.
Damn.
He has the range on him, right? Like, he doesn't need to get close to Renata to kill him, so or ask it. So he definitely has the range in that sense.
And he's
over it because he needed a god sort of killing weapon to take him out.
Yeah.
So highest A plus.
Isn't he also part of the Soul King? I'm trying.
Yeah. He has. Gerard has the heart. Renata is like the hand. He was
Gerard
like.
is the S.
Oh yeah, Gerard's Well, I'm surprised we haven't got to S yet. I guess we're saving it for the
Yeah,
last three.
we're at the last three now.
Yeah,
We
we're
let's-
saving it for the bullshit known as Gerard.
Well, would you put? Well, that's the question though, because Lily Bear was literally an angel at the end, unkillable, has this crazy range. Would you put him at S tier at this point? Like, are we?
Nah,
Are we?
and then you're watching Gerard are so crazy that they're like they could scale to probably other verses with ease.
Yeah, true. You're right.
Point. Gerard,
guess-
he got killed by Kapachi, and this was okay in the next instant.
I mean,
Yeah.
there are very few verses that can even compete with Bleach. I
Yeah,
think.
with Lily.
But
There's a few verses. Like Lily, he'd wipe the floor with most verses too. It's just that I can imagine Lily killing Gerard and then him getting stronger than him in the next instant.
yeah.
I'd say the
So
only reason I separate him from the last three is we see his ceiling in a sense against Junsui. Like we see that okay, he reaches basically immortality, can't be hurt by any means other than the god killing weapon. So we reach his ceiling. He's super offensive, super defensive, whereas Gerard is an anomaly. He's unquantifiable.
Gerard is literally like the Hogyoku.
Yeah.
where do we put?
would it
makes
be?
sense.
So we put
Would it
Gerard
be
at
fair?
S.
Sorry,
Oh.
what?
We put Gerard at S rank.
Yeah,
Yes,
all
for sure.
all these three are S.
Because as
Maybe,
soon as
Maybe Hoshwald's even below Gerard.
Yeah, Hotspot's definitely lower, but
Kapachi
But,
used his Bankai, and then Gerard just made it look goofy the next instant. Like
Yeah.
he made that huge power booster. And he was making Oshiro's new form look weak. He bullshitted everyone.
no, he was killed by literally all the captains that showed up and just then revived. It was
You just whatever you do, he just says psych. You didn't.
Yeah.
And
I'm
he gets
back,
way
and
stronger.
I'm stronger, and I'm bigger, and fuck you. That's what he says.
So Gerard at S, and then Jugram below him at S.
I think so. It's hard because like the
Yes,
ultimate
you-
hacks
Yes,
is
you-
the balance is ultimate hacks. Uryu's not on this list. I don't know why, but
Yeah,
he'll
we
probably
can
also
just
be up in S tier.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
we
yeah,
at S.
both
Yeah.
Hoshwald and Uryu has so similar hacks. That's why it
Yeah,
just
that's why I
doesn't
remember.
work.
they have basically I won't say almost the same thing, but they have
don't
same
forget-
out.
Hashbot has it's like 50-50 for him because it's like he shares his ability with Yuwatch, right?
Yeah.
That's why that's why I even think he deserves S rank. Without it, I'd
Yeah.
put him in A. But since he
Hoshwald-
shares it with
Yeah,
Watch,
without his A or something. He's
When night comes around, Hoshwald is Yuha.
yeah, exactly.
That's
that's
the
the
point.
only reason he makes the S.
And he has
He
like,
has the Almighty
Yeah.
at night,
Yeah.
right? Straight up, like you can see it in his eyes. You get those three irises coming up,
Exactly.
right?
Yeah.
It is the same thing. So just based on that, he is S tier. But I don't know, maybe he would be above Gerard.
No, I wouldn't put
We
him
just-
above Gerard simply because
Okay.
Gerard is always invincible, whereas Hashbot is he's still S tier, but he's not always invincible, right? Like that make in my opinion makes a big
No,
combat difference, right? I would still put Yuwatch ahead at the top, but
Watch is definitely at the top. He can have all the abilities in an instant.
Yeah.
And this took Yamamoto's Bankai.
yeah,
He's just superior. The best Quincy.
he's the one that killed Gerard too, right? Like he has power over all of the Sternritters.
As soon as
Yeah.
the Sternritter dies, he gets everything from them.
Yeah,
And this is where everything also comes from.
yeah,
None of these people on this list would be anything without him.
yeah. I wouldn't
So-
change actually anything from the list. It's pretty, like,
Yeah, I think it's fine the way it's right now.
And Uryu is below Jugram or like above him? Uryu.
That's the question though, because I don't think Uryu, like the problem with Uryu is he doesn't get showcased until he fights Jugram, right?
He
Like,
is
he's kind of
below
a side
Jugram,
character.
100%.
I would even put him below like some of the other A+ tiers, simply because we don't see him do anything.
I could see him above Askin,
Yeah.
And maybe Pernida, but not the other one.
Just
Yeah.
below Little Girl.
Yeah.
Yeah, because what is he gonna do against Villabaro? He's literally like
Immortal.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's hard, but I think probably above Pernida.
Obviously, we'll see
is
how
fine.
it changes when the anime comes out, and we'll see how if he gets showcased more, what new power.
I
Like, we
hope
didn't
they
see what
do,
his
right?
new powers was, but
Even
He
his
was supposed to-
encounter
yeah.
with Harshwald is cut short. Like
Yeah.
they don't have that much of an interaction, and you would believe that both of those would have a pretty insane fight.
yeah,
And hopefully that's something Kubo wants to pull off because the end was so rushed in
yeah.
the
Mind you,
manga.
technically, he had a big play in the fight against Yuwatch in the end, right? So if you're talking about just character like not one-on-ones, but like their fights, technically you put Ryu ahead of Yuwatch, but that's just not how this works. In reality, he is taken out by a lot of other Sternritters if he was their enemy, simply because they are stronger than him, and he is not showcased what power-ups he has until like the end, really.
Yeah. So you guys are like satisfied with the list?
Yeah, I'm definitely satisfied with this. Yeah.
So
I think we
no,
made a good list.
so we are not
Yeah.
doing any like different changes. It's perfect.
I'm sure some people will have issues with some Sternritters here and there, and maybe they'll want more added here and there. But overall, these guys are all the ones that
So
have some stand out.
when I put out
These
the
are the only
video,
ones that matter.
yeah, like when I upload the video, like which character do you guys think they will like say, ah, you should be higher or you should be lower, on the comments?
There's always the issue with the top with A plus, right? Like people might
They
argue that,
they
but
try to hype him up an edge. But he's not really there. Grimmy, they definitely gonna complain about him.
yeah,
Maybe that's not it. Yeah, A plus. They only gonna complain about the A plus.
yeah, Basby maybe, but just because of fan favorites and the other girls,
Yeah.
right? Like Candace, just because fan favorites. But at the end of the day, I still think we rank them on how much they showed.
Yeah.
Like their mixture
How
with
much
their
they got off.
characters.
Yeah.
I feel like Kangdu had so much more, like
Yeah,
for
could have been
example.
more lines, more vocal character, but I wouldn't put him higher than B tier at the end of the
Yeah.
day, simply because the other guys are just that much more powerful and
Yeah.
accomplish so much more.
You could say the same about the Espada, right?
Exactly.
Most of those also got the short end of the stick when it came to showing off their potential, right?
Yeah.
So it's just the same as that.
So next week we're doing Espada or Lieutenants or Squad Zero.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Maybe we could do Lieutenants end of
Yeah.
series. That could be
Yeah.
fun.
Lieutenants, whatever.
Do you want to use all lieutenants, like past lieutenants too?
I mean,
Tokyo takes the dub. Unless we're talking.
that
Well,
was
Renji, quick with Renji. Renji, just how much he's improved. He's basically captain level in strength, so
No,
I would
Renji.
put him above Chojuro. In the
Yeah, I
Thousand
would
Year
put him
end of
above-
Thousand Year Blood War, I put him above Chojuro. But
But if we're talking about lieutenants, are we talking about past captains?
yeah, I would say just how strong they were as lieutenants.
Then shit, everyone. That's like a
Aizen, yeah, Gin.
Yeah, that's like that whole last captain list. Aizen would probably win that.
We'll see.
Yeah,
Wait and see.
I guess that's it for the Sternritter trailers, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. A shout out to the homies who were here, like helped out with the tier list. Yeah,
problem.
we will have a tier list next week. Lieutenants or Espadas? I don't know. I'm not sure yet. But
we'll think about it.
yeah, take care, lads. Peace.